Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. Clout chasers are going to clout chase, grifters are going to grift. Now, what makes one okay? How do you tell the difference? Well, honestly, it's not the content creator's decision. It's not their opinion that matters whether or not someone is a grifter or a clout chaser. That is the opinion. That is the decision of the viewer themselves. And, well, I'm just here to put forth the evidence and let you make the decision on your own. But apparently SmashJT is getting a bit more of attention as this little Kotaku thing goes on with his latest detractor, so to speak. I guess we'll call them we'll call this lovely young lady a detractor. Sex worker gets mad I called her a sex worker. My goodness, video game journalism is a complete shit show right now, thanks to places like Kotaku pushing agendas instead of games. This is a little bit something I can agree with him on. It's getting a little tiresome, this shit show. When you go to a video game website or a website that's supposed to talk about video games, you want to hear them talking about video games. Leave the opinions to the editorials, to the opinionated individuals such as myself, to run our mouths, give our opinion, and let the audience be the deciding factor on how successful we're gonna be. But when you have a website like Polygon, Kotaku, PC Gamer, and more often than not, you're getting opinion pieces, op-eds, and all this other nonsense and hit pieces for one reason or another, it gets a bit tiresome. And then all of a sudden you wonder why their parent companies are shutting them down or forcing a directive on what their employees need to be doing. Or, of course, as of lately, you just get 4 people fired. But anyway, now community interactions have morphed into the predictable subject of online harassment. Because if you criticize someone, I don't know, people are probably getting tired of hearing this. If you criticize someone, that is harassment. You cannot criticize someone. You cannot say anything negative. You cannot have a bad opinion on any of the nonsense that people are doing nowadays, because that is harassment. No, well, we all know it's not. But harassment has surfaced with renewed intensity. That intensity is not going away anytime soon until Kotaku, well, I think even if Kotaku goes the way of the dodo, the harassment accusations will not go away. I think they will intensify. Voices like Emy Spans, my dear, trying their best to add their incoherent thoughts to the conversation. In a recent live stream, Emy Spans passionately addressed what she perceived as rampant bullying and harassment directed towards journalists. I'm going to use that term loosely. I'm pretty sure SmashJT used it loosely as well. Particularly a former sex worker turned undercover. My goodness, you are giving Alyssa Mercante a lot more credit than she deserves. I think the former sex worker gives her more credit than she deserves. But Emy Spans decided to come out and have her own little opinion on Twitter, on Twitch, and, well, she's got this little live stream over here that I tried to listen to the beginning of it, and my brain started melting out of my ear. So, SmashJT, I commend you for listening to even a second of this. But these little 10-second clips, we'll go ahead and see what they have to say. So, let's take a gander at this one.
I have to start being a sex worker. The fact that I'm a woman, clearly,
Nobody cares that you're a sex worker. Oh, actually, SmashJT does give an explanation of why it's mentioned and why people take issue with the profession in and of itself. Honestly, there is nothing wrong with it, but it says something about you as an individual. We'll get to that momentarily, because I love it.
There's nothing that can ever be done or rationalized with these people when this...
I wonder if she's talking about herself. The lack of self-awareness is an amazing thing.
Shit comes up. That's why I think we do have to start being militant about, pushing them out of our spaces.
We need to start being militant when pushing these people out of our spaces. She is, of course, referring to channels like mine and SmashJT and Hypnotic and Gary Nerdrotic, from top to bottom, big to small, all of these who disagree with people like Alyssa Mercante and Kotaku and Polygon and the Mary Sue and all this other stuff. You need to start being militant and pushing them out of our space, our gaming space. First of all, you cannot stop anyone from being in your gaming space. There's no... The gatekeeping is impossible when it comes to the purchase of video games, young lady. But one thing you want to notice, one thing you want to pay attention to is which side is being the most vocal when calling for these types of actions. When I talk about it, I simply want accountability from the people in charge, from your employer. Accountability for the things that you say and the things that you do. I'm not calling for anyone to be hurt physically. I'm not calling for anyone to be attacked on the street. I'm not calling, and channels like mine, we're not calling for any sort of militant action. And yet, over and over again, you get people online jokingly calling out bounties for Mark Kern, and upping the bounties, or individuals like Alyssa Mercante getting in touch with a man's wife. Oh, it was a polite conversation. No, it wasn't. You know it. Everyone knows it. The only reason you want to get in touch with someone's private life is to disrupt it. Throw a wrench in the whole cog. Did that come out? You know what I mean. There are no polite conversations when you get in touch with someone's significant other, male or female. It doesn't matter. You have a beef with someone online, they're talking about the things that you do, the things that you say, your behavior, well, then you keep it online, unless you're trying to cause strife in that individual's personal life. Everyone knows what you were trying to do, and yet it seems like the accusations towards essentially my side of the argument, our side of the argument, if you're listening to this, then hey, good on you, thank you very much, like, comment, share, subscribe. Anyway, we are talking about accountability from the powers that be. You're looking to ruin someone's personal life, their real life. These are not comparable, but let's continue.
And that's a threat.
Oh, she even admits it. She even admits it. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this, because we're going to share this. We're going to hold on to this for posterity. Oh, SmashJT is going to hold on to it, and lots of other individuals. So lots of channels are going to hold on to this, because the internet is forever.
And that's a threat. It comes up. That's why I think we do have to start being militant about, like, pushing them out of our spaces. And that's a threat.
And that is against Twitch's terms of service. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. You do what you feel you have the need to do. Do what you feel is necessary. Do not harass these people. However, I do believe that would be against Twitch's terms of service, which is where she posted this, you know, with her little gamer tag. What is it? Emy Spans? My goodness. Anyway, advocates for decisive and exclusionary tactics, aiming to push out gamers who partake in or support harassment. Now, to be fair, I don't support harassment, but making a video talking about someone's stupidity that is online for the world to see, public information, I do not consider that harassment. Going into someone's private life, that I do believe, you know, I would consider that harassment. Doxing someone, that's harassment. Sending a message to someone's wife, that's harassment. Sending a message to someone's husband, that is harassment. Talking about someone's foolishness that is publicly available, I do not consider that harassment, but we're going to continue. Aiming to create a safer space for journalists. I don't want a safer space for journalists, unless they're just doing their job. Going out and, in this case, reviewing games, talking about games, and leaving their own personal political ideology out of the equation. Those journalists I would love to protect. I would love to create safer spaces for them to voice their opinion without feeling like they need to follow along with any sort of narrative, regardless of what side of the fence it is on. But I keep getting sidetracked. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. It's Tangent Time. This stance, while rooted in the desire to curb toxicity, raises significant concerns about freedom of expression and the potential to alienate parts of the gaming community. Her strategy, as witnessed during her emotionally charged broadcast, involves not only illogically defending victims of harassment, but also suggesting that those who harass should be ostracized. Well, I mean... Okay, I see what he's saying. Let's go back there. Witness during, okay, involves not only, let's see, defending the victims of harassment, but suggesting that those who harass should be ostracized. So those who are, okay, victims of harassment. I'm going to have to read that again, ladies and gentlemen. Strategy as witnessed during emotional involves not only illogically defending victims of harassment. So I guess the illogically defending victims of harassment. Defending Alyssa Mercante when she's the one that brought this on herself over and over, time and time again, to the point where she came out and said, go ahead and get in touch with my family. They'll look at you like you're foolish. And then it happened. Defending individuals that put out a $20, $30, $50,000 bounty on Mark Kern's head, on Grums's head, on Twitter. Did anything happen from that? I doubt it, but cheering it on. You suffer the consequences of your own actions, and there is no defense for that. Throughout her stream, let's see if she has to say anything here.
Of not knowing, I would prefer a private DM if someone in my life that I loved was acting unhinged like this man is.
Can you imagine, let's say you are dating or husband or you are married to a content creator who is a bit, for the sake of argument, we'll use Asmongold as an example. People either love him or hate him. Can you imagine being his significant other and you suddenly get a private message from someone saying, I know what your husband does. I can't believe it. Do you have any idea what he does? He is online harassing people left, right, and center. He is doing this. And you didn't have the full story. How on earth would you react? This idea that I would prefer if someone get in touch with me. My first thought is, who the hell are you? How the hell did you find me? How did you find me? That would be the question of the day. And to sit there and promote this as a logical, mature thing to do is mind-boggling.
This is not critique that he's putting out.
Yes, it is. It's 100% critique and criticism. It is like textbook definition. You are showing what someone is doing in public and you are criticizing what they are doing in public. Okay. Are we changing definitions again?
It's not good-natured. This isn't professional.
Okay, to be fair, who said we were being professional? I mean, we're a bit immature. We do clickbaity titles here and there. Professional? We don't work for a corporation. We work for ourselves if we work for anyone at all. Our level of professionalism is dictated by the audience, by the viewers, by our own critics. Not by... I mean... No. Who said we have to be professional? I mean, I guess professional in the sense of not trying to track down your significant other or your family or your mother or your father. Sure. But SmashJT is not the one that did that, is he? So who's the one being unprofessional?
It's unhinged. It's
pot, meat, kettle.
Inappropriate. We shouldn't allow it. I don't want someone that writes articles and tries to make money off of this shit in our space. We need to be pushing vultures like that out. I refuse to play this little game of...
Hold on. Wait. Let's back that up a second. I gotta hear this entire thing.
And tries to make money off of this shit in our space. We need to be pushing vultures like that out.
Get ready for it.
I refuse to play this little game of... Oh, she's stalking his family. Ugh. No, she found it on Facebook where it's readily accessible.
Is SmashJT's name on his website? So maybe she didn't go out of her way. I'm going to give this individual the benefit of the doubt. Sure. Maybe Alyssa Mercante did not go out of her way to do any sort of in-depth investigation. to find SmashJT's wife, but she still went out of her way to send her a message asking, "Do you know what your husband is doing?" There is intent behind that.
I'm sure I could do it in less than 5 minutes. Oh, Emy's Emy's threatening. Shut the fuck up. Like, act
Well, I mean, she's already admitted that she's threatening. Let's keep
in
going.
good faith, right?
Oh, there is nothing good faith about this video.
You know I'm not saying that. You know exactly what you would want to be done if it were you that were married to someone that was obsessing over someone online. If you had children with that person. Yeah, it's personal. It's because he made it personal. Do you see?
The only thing that SmashJT, that channels like myself, the only thing that we have ever talked about is Alyssa Mercante and her job. That's not personal. There's nothing personal about that. If you want to talk about the times that we have continuously announced she is a failed cam girl, she's bragged about that. She had that on her banner for quite some time, being a sex worker, that she'll just go back to sex working. She has been announcing that over and over again. So if anybody made it personal, it was her. The only thing for sure, me, and I guess I can only speak for myself in this situation. I have only talked about her inability to do her own job and the way she goes about doing it and how, well, less desirable her tactics are. That is not personal.
See the shit he writes? He brings up the fact that she's a former sex worker at every turn.
Again, that's something that she's brought up at every turn.
That is pointed violent language. Oh, he's just stating facts. How could it be violent? Shut the
I don't think she knows what... Never mind.
fuck up. You know why he's bringing it up. You know why he's bringing it up. To discredit her.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty easy thing to discredit her. Although it's probably the last in the laundry list of things that we could use to discredit Alyssa Mercante. That's on the bottom. So let's continue with this lovely article. Go find SmashJT on YouTube. Go find his channel. Go find his website. Go subscribe to this man because he is wonderful. So let's see. While she condemns the harassment of journalists for their work and personal backgrounds, she simultaneously proposes aggressively excluding those with opposing views from gaming discussions and platforms. Methinks, a little bit of hypocrisy there. Her stream, described by some on Twitter as unhinged, did not always adhere to a clear and logical flow. Oh my goodness. Are you attacking Emy Spans again? Well, my goodness. Let's see. Here's where the fun begins, because we have a little bit of explanation on SmashJT's opinion on this. This might be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle in, I'm having fun. The challenges facing the gaming community in terms of harassment and toxicity are complex. I don't want to use that voice because I don't want it to sound like I'm making fun of Smash. No, I am not. I'm sorry. I just get into the habit of using that. Moving on. Let's see. Recently deleted tweets. Shocker, she deleted them. My goodness. If the answer is that you dislike sex work, nope, don't like it, make your money however you want to, and want your audience to know that the information they're about to receive is coming from a source you find untrustworthy because they do sex work, that's a perfectly legitimate answer. I just want to know if that is what it is. Well, Emy Spans and internet world, all my fans, here's your answer, and I kind of agree with this. Being a sex worker inherently implies you lack morals. Now, if you want to come at this from a moral standpoint, you be my guest. You make your own decisions, ladies and gentlemen, but I see where Smash is coming from. You may do anything for money. Whore. You are not a trustworthy person. That's hidden below the belt. Alongside that, it's often associated with women pretending to care about gaming just to create an audience of simps to grow their brand and attract money from OnlyFans. And yes, we've seen this across Twitch, seen this on Twitter, across all forms of social media where women will go out there and pretend to like the video games, or they'll even just actually learn how to play the video games, but they're showing off their assets and advertising their assets that are hidden behind paywalls. There is no denying this, and when that is your trade, that's fine, but there are some consequences linked to that trade. Emy's fervent stance highlights the ongoing struggle against online harassment in gaming. However, her approach marked by emotional intensity and calls for exclusion might not effectively bridge divides or promote the kind of comprehensive cultural change necessary to combat harassment in the gaming community sustainably. I'm going to leave that on the screen for a little bit so you can read it instead of trying to figure out my words. So let's say, so Emy Spans, she continues, I still didn't bring it up. Okay. I've said several times that I acknowledge I'm a sex worker. Okay. So you did bring it up. Wait, what? You didn't bring it up, but you acknowledge it. One of these things is not like the other. You are the only one that brings it up whenever you talk about me, because it's clickbait, dear. It's clickbait. It's what we put in the titles. I mean, to be fair, I'm going to put it in my title. Okay. It's YouTube. Welcome to YouTube. All right. It's kind of a below the belt dig. And after watching your videos, you maybe lay off the coffee. If that's, anyway, moving on. Whenever I at you, for example, I don't put your resume or job title in parentheses. Why not? Do it. Just do it. We don't care. If the answer... that's what the question. If the answer is that you dislike sex work. So, she also took real issues with me calling a spade a spade. That's unfortunate. Dealing with facts and not something these types are used to doing. So, fake pear bear. Here's the last one, and I'm going to end this one. This is fucking hilarious. Sex workers posing as gaming journalists as a way to try and hijack a community of people who actually care about gaming. I bet none of you had that on your 2024 bingo card, did you? Sex workers posing, and this is the problem. And this, honestly, if we're going to sit there and talk about Gamergate 2.0, this is how far back this bullshit goes. Someone trading sex for reviews. And it was blown up and misconstrued, spun into all manners of things by the mainstream journalists, such as Kotaku and Polygon. So the usual suspects are still here. And the same things are happening, except, the same things are happening. You have sex workers, Alyssa Mercante and Emy Spans. Oh, you're just a cam girl. You just do it on camera. You are selling your naughty bits for money. You are a sex worker. Again, I've said there's nothing wrong with that. You make your money. You do you. It's more embarrassing that men are throwing tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars at you on the off chance to catch a glimpse of your booty hole. Okay? It says more about the guys than it does you, dear, but it is what it is. However, stay in your lane and let the women who actually play the video games. You have made the environment for female gamers toxic by your behavior, by your mouth, by your actions, by everything. And that is why we call out your profession. That is why we say the things we do, because there is no respect for your position in the gaming industry. You're making tens of thousands of $100,000 in the cam girl industry? More power to you. I will applaud you all day long. Why don't you stay out of our industry? Stay out of our pastime. Do that favor for us, and we won't talk nasty about you. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, and I gotta get that. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna leave you with that one. No, where's JT? I'm gonna leave it on a blank screen. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that YouTube would beg you to do. And I hope to see you on the next one. Don't leave a dislike. Or do. Either way. Bye-bye.